In this video, we're going to have a look at how you add a price list within the PIM. So price lists, you know, basically can have different characteristics. So we'll just have a quick look at the process. So you're going to the price list menu in the PIM. You could equally do this in Firefly, looking at under the products menu and price lists. So it's using the same functionality. You could equally import if you've got lots of price lists from SAP or some other ERP system that you want to import. You could use the import routines to import them into this. So we're going to set one up manually to go through the process. Basically, prices have different types. These you can define in the price list object, and a pick list. So the ones that we've got set up is, we've got standard sales price list for your accounts, which you're going to use in the portals or e-commerce platforms or quotes. You can set up purchase price lists, which will be associated with your suppliers, and the prices that they give you to buy their products, or the RRPs that they want you to use, or discounted types. You've equally got promotional price lists, which you could set up. You set up some, so you've got lots of flexibility in the types of price lists that you could apply when, where, within the system. Obviously, price lists will have currency associated with them, so you can associate currency with a specific price list. You can make it a default. We'll talk to you about hierarchies, using this price list for a specific account over a specific period. But you may want to have a default price list, which is a catch-all. We'd suggest adding all active products and variants to a catch-all if you want to use such a thing. Then once you've set up the headers, you can start to import or to integrate, or to just use AP the PIM to just add the various price items that you want to the price list, which will go in. We'll cover this in a separate video, because we'll start talking about price tiers and different things that you can do, how you add variants, using a product parent, or having separate pricing for variants and so on. Next thing you're going to do is really just associate the accounts who are going to use a specific price list. So you can set default price lists for accounts or suppliers that you've done. And basically you've just set up the price list. So we'll just quickly show you this. So I'm in my demo area. I'm in the PIM, Product Information Management System. You can see I've got a whole set of price lists set up here. Some are default. We've got different currency codes going on, and we've got different price list types that we've set up. And on the purchase price list, I've just set up different manufacturers associated with them. So to do this, we can also equally import a list to create this, but effectively I'm just going to use the quick create, so just to show you. So in this instance, I'm going to create a sales price list. We'll call this test 1. I can select a currency code that I want to associate with this. I'll keep it as British pounds, but it could be euros, US dollars, etc. Whatever is in the list, you can associate and start to do this. We can deactivate it, but obviously at default is active. It's going to be an active price list that we're going to use. We have added dates for some of our customers where they want a price list to become active on a particular date or for a particular period. Equally, it could be a promotional one associated with a campaign or a particular supplier that you're doing. Price list could be a purchase price list, promotional, but in this instance, we're just going to create a basic sales price list. Important. So there's my price list, Chris Test 1. I've not made it a default price list of any sort. And I've created it today. Next thing is we're just going to add some basic items manually, so you can just see how that, because obviously for a price list to happen, it needs products to be added to it. So we're just going to select some products from the list. I'll just select this. We'll give it a price amount. I don't know what it is. Cost price or whatever. We could, if this was a parent product, we could add all of the variants associated with this from that, but we're going to cover that in a separate element. But equally, you could be adding price tiers. So, for 10, we'll sell this at, 1,000 or 9,000. If you buy 20, we'll sell you it for 8,000 and so on. So, we can create price tiers associated with products, and we can designate, different availability statuses to be shown in portals or whatever, or, we can, it's taking its currency code, obviously, from the header. So having added your price items to it, you can then associate these, for a specific price list for specific accounts. So, in this instance, I want these guys to be using this price list, at some stage in that. If not, when you're looking at accounts, you can associate price lists with the default one, having some form of, adjustments or some form of default hierarchy and so on. So, very, very powerful. Price list adjustments, we can start to do calculations on price lists for various things. So just going back, so we go to the price list menus. We're going to add or edit a price list. We're going to give it a name, say what type it is. We're going to give it its currency. We can say whether it's going to be a default or not. We'll then be adding items to that price list to be used in the portals or e-commerce or catalogs or your quoting mechanisms and so on. And then we can associate specific price lists with in a hierarchical structure to sets of accounts for sales or to a specific supplier and so on. And that's how we're using the PIM to create basic price lists.